Hey guys, bear with me here. I know I was going to originally do the article over reading comprehension for ELL students. I could not get the link to work. I tried it, it kept sending me a 404 website. I tried to look it up. So I know someone else picked this, but I'm just going to do mine over the adolescence experience, excuse me, uh, uh, supporting students with dyslexia at the secondary level. An emotional model of literacy, right? Uh, this article, it's talking about the different effects and approaches, not so much effects, the different approaches to addressing how to help dyslexic students overcome their disability. Um, we know that dyslexia has to do with words kind of scrambling in your head, more or less, having trouble uh, having that words on the paper to the eye to the brain, like a continual streamlined effective mode of communication. It doesn't happen, things get jumbled. um, this article really talks about also focuses on like the shame and frustration that comes with it. uh, Anyone that's been a student remembers kids that hated reading or didn't like reading. Doesn't necessarily mean they were dyslexic, but it's very common among dyslexic kids to feel that way. This stuff was written mostly in Great Britain, or the United Kingdom, I should say. Uh, and in 2003, it wasn't until 2003 that the condition dyslexia became a recognized disability. Once that happened, it kind of held the school's feet to the fire in making sure that they were addressing different issues, that they were addressing the needs of dyslexic students, and made them responsible for those needs. Um, this article really stresses that it's not just about techniques to try to help them read better, which they do talk about, but it really emphasized a more holistic approach. As I was saying earlier, it's not just the trouble that they have reading, but it can lead to uh, all sorts of things in terms of emotions, behaviors, feelings, things like that. And so you don't just address the students' needs to be able to read better. You also have to address them coping with them feeling shame or embarrassment or inferiority or anything like that that they might feel from having this disability. Um, there have been different researchers, a guy named Edwards in 1994, a guy named Riddick in 1996. They called upon researchers to address social emotional learning effects of dyslexia on students, right? They were calling for this, I guess, before it was even an officially recognized disability in the UK. The article really focuses on a case study about a kid named Matthew who had dyslexia. And I think when he was 13, he was reading and writing at like the level of a 9-year-old or something. So he was very uh, held back in terms of his reading. He was below par. Um, and this didn't lead to just him having trouble with that. He was having a hard time preparing for secondary school. They didn't know what to do with him because he exhibited a lot of poor social behavior. Uh, they bring him to a psychologist or a school psychologist, and he's got lots of feelings of loneliness. He feels like an outcast. Um, he, he hates school because of it, not only just because of the reading. Uh, and so they worked towards improving it, and they did it from a holistic method. They had the teachers quit making him read out loud because that's bringing the social emotional. Maybe it would help with the reading potentially, but it doesn't address. It just worsens the. From a holistic approach, it doesn't help. He has to learn more, or he has to feel better. It's not going to make him feel better. He's going to feel worse. He'll still suffer from the embarrassment or the shame. And so instead, they had him read aloud with his parents, where he'd be more comfortable with each night. And they did like a um, uh, a paired reading activity with his parents. He could work on reading aloud that way. But in class, where he might feel shame, embarrassment, an inferiority complex of some sort, he wasn't required to do that. This is really like kind of the gist of the holistic approach. It illustrates, it kind of illustrates how complex dyslexia can be. The problem is failure to communicate what you see with how your brain reads it. But it's a much more expansive problem than that, due to just the nature of being a human, societal influences or pressures. It can affect students with dyslexia in a myriad of ways, and they're all interrelated. So basically, this article just really stressed the importance of taking a holistic approach and trying to address not just the disability, but also all the different symptoms and maladies that come with it. So again, sorry, this isn't the one. I said I would do my my little speech here over, but I could not get it to work. So whoever else called this one, I apologize if I'm stepping on your feet, but I didn't know what else to do. So give me a little grace on this one, please. Thank you, guys.